the cowardice of our political class, who refuse to combat the malevolent forces brought about by this great migration, what I call the 3 I's: immigration, Islam, and identity. The everyday American is far more concerned about the security of the Rio Grande, despite what the neocons and media punditocracy tell you. According to Vox Day and John Red Eagle in their book, Conservative, the current scale of immigration to the United States since the passage of the Hart-Celler Act in 1965 is unprecedented, writing, "Americans are being displaced in their own land by an ongoing invasion that dwarfs Operation Barbarossa, is 2 orders of magnitude larger than the Mongol Horde, and 1,000 times larger than the First Crusade." The Migration Policy Institute determined that 1 in 6 workers in the United States are immigrants. The working class of this country is suffering from opioid addiction and declining demographics. The last thing we need are illegal aliens taking our jobs.
That's right.
On our southern border, the Mexican government laughs as its poor and illiterate citizens flood this nation, do not assimilate, and openly talk about the creation of a Chicano homeland called Axland in the American Southwest. The flood of gangs, drugs, and sex slaves from human traffickers across our southern border is shameful, and all our politicians who are complicit in this invasion should be arrested and tried for treason.
Yeah.
Right now, despite the election of President Trump, our Department of Homeland Security continues to issue amnesty to 192 illegal aliens per day. Poll after poll shows the American people's frustration with our current immigration policy, yet our leaders in the government continue to be beholden to special interests, which keep our borders open for cheap labor and pliable voters. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
In the United States, we must also recognize that we are in a civilizational and existential conflict with Islam that extends back 1,400 years to the time of Muhammad. Sometimes truths are hard things to accept, and the truth was that Muhammad was illiterate, he was a pedophile, and he was someone who we would consider today a prolific serial killer, who beheaded over 800 people after the Battle of the Trench. Islam has always been in conflict with the West, as we are in the Dar al-Harb, or House of War, and must be brought into the Dar al-Islam, or House of Islam, so that all its rules and laws, the Sharia, are dominant throughout the entire world. Islam will always wage war on us as long as this reigns to be so, as is evident throughout history, from the sack of Constantinople in 1453 to modern times, where Islamic populations create parallel societies in our countries, commit jihad in our cities, and rape our daughters on an industrial scale, as is evident by events like Rotherham in the UK, New Year's Eve 2015 in Cologne, Germany, and most recently the gang rape of a 5-year-old girl named Jayla in Twin Falls, Idaho by Iraqi and Sudanese migrants. Those of us in the West who still wish to stand against the Islamic menace must turn to examples in history, to men like Charles Martel, King Young Sobieski, and President Thomas Jefferson, who gave their all to protect Christendom and the West from marauding Mohammedan hordes.
Amen.
The final issue, and perhaps the most important reason for the necessity of having our wall on our southern border with Mexico, is the question of identity. Let's make this clear. The United States of America is a nation whose heritage extends back to Western civilization and who has a firm belief in the one true King, Jesus Christ. The United States of America is not only a nation in the Western European Christian fold, but is in fact the defender and vanguard of Western European Christian civilization itself. Every day that invaders are allowed to cross our borders unchallenged and come into our communities, sending their children to our schools, taking our jobs, and abusing our public benefits, is an insult to every American who fought to ensure the creation of this magnificent country, whether it be at Yorktown or Lexington. So, all of these reasons are why we have gathered here today to demand a permanent solution. A big, beautiful wall. That's right. Not by the American taxpayer, but by the treacherous Mexican government and their vile cartel paymasters. For too long, the Mexican government has felt it can offload the dregs of its society onto the American taxpayer, while Ford and Chevy plants go south of the border. No longer. So we ask President Trump, not only in the name of the United States of America, but in the name of Western civilization, to build that damn wall and repeal DACA. God bless the United States of America, and God bless President Donald J. Trump.
Amen.
Great job, Nick. I don't do that.
Hey, how you doing?